Coming up on this week's Diz Pod, it's the Disney bucket list, and we're talking Verbo in Orlando. Hello and welcome everyone to another Diz Pod. Are we here for podcast number 22?
22.
It is the road to 500. We're riding till we die. That's what we're doing.
478 left.
Yeah, I don't care if I have a microphone in the gutter and I'm just holding it on Main Street. And is this 500? Something like that. Who's that lady down below? It's Claudia Indridson, everybody.
Hello.
Let's welcome her in. She is Amazed Diz. She is the travel agent that you want when you want to go to Disney, for sure. We've been touting her for a while, and it's our honor to have her as our sponsor for that particular thing. And before we went on, we were just talking about getting some Jollywood tickets. So
that's exciting. That's brand new. So like I was saying, I wish I could be there. But I'm glad to hear that both of you are, already scheduled or trying to get there. So I'll be watching from the comfort of my home and wishing I was there with you guys.
You can see it through our eyes.
Yes.
What a cool motto. I wonder if anybody uses that motto.
You better copyright that or something, patent it or whatever you do so nobody takes that. Yes, I have. There was a channel like a year or two ago that said something so close to that. And Tammy was like, huh? I'm like, I mean, it's kind of original, enjoying Disney through the eyes of our family.
Yeah.
I'm glad that stuck. And I think I came up with that in the pool. Just that's where we came up with our name too, just in the pool. So what do you want to call our YouTube channel? And that's how it came about.
Wow.
So well,
how long between that and how much time was it between that and starting it?
Man, you're in my head because I was just thinking that myself. Let me think. So to remember the very day we talked about names, if I had to guess, I would probably say in less than a week because we needed a name. We needed a name. And then what did I do? Very first words out of my mouth, I said the name of the channel wrong. And a lot of people know that. I'm like, welcome to Living in the Diz or Living in Diz.
Either one you choose.
Yes. And that was actually the opening day of Toy Story Land that we started our channel. Yeah. So kind of a special day. So we have another week under our belts. And I don't know. How was your week? We can say this. I went in the closet just now and I am wearing the brand new Fort Wilderness shirt. Has all kinds of patches for Fort Wilderness. And I love the color behind it and all the different patches. And like I was telling Lawrence, after the stream last night, I joined some friends, Pamela V and her husband, Jim, over at Wilderness Lodge. And we went over and had a campfire cupcake, which is just Amazed Diz. That's a 5 out of 5 right there. So if anybody ever gets the chance to try the campfire cupcake, try it. It's a chocolate cupcake. It has a nice not white. Well, it is white, but vanilla frosting inside. It's almost like reminded me of a cookies and cream, but I wonder if that was just the frosting mixed with the cupcake. But it was really good. And they put little candies at the top to make it look like flames and rocks, keeping the flame in. Have you seen that one, Claudia?
Yes, I have. That's my favorite resort. And I try to stay there as often as possible. So yes, I have. And it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it gets great reviews. I know that I have had it before. I just don't remember when, but it slowly came back to me, So yeah, your shirt, is that the Peter Pan one?
Yeah. So I tried to find a shirt with buckets on it, for tonight, but didn't happen. So I went with Peter Pan Peter Pan. He's all over the shirt.
We'll talk. Oh yeah, I like it. Have I seen that one in the parks?
I got it from Shop Disney, so I'm thinking you probably did see it in the parks. I would bet.
That's a nice one. That's a nice
I'm
one.
left out now. I have no cute shirts or nothing. Just have plain old. I didn't get the info about this.
Next time, I guess. You're the guest. You can do whatever you want.
That's right.
For sure.
Yeah. So how'd your week go, Lawrence?
Good. I can't believe it. I was going to say it's Friday because I'm thinking about tomorrow because we're off tomorrow. So it's so it went well. It went well. It went very quickly, which is always a good thing.
It's Friday for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to bore people with patient schedule stuff, but it was a rough start to the week for sure, but I recovered very, very nicely. So happy for that. But Jillian woke up on Sunday morning and she had no voice. So she got some kind of mystery cold overnight. And I caught a little bit of that yesterday. So wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do the Dispod tonight, but it's kind of like the voice has improved a little bit as the day's gone on. So hopefully it won't get any worse than this. But I got my backup in the parks on Saturdays if I need it, which is Tammy. So you'll get more Tammy if that happens. But I don't think that's going to happen this time. But Jill's voice is like only 50% better, I think, still. So she's hanging in there.
Good.
Otherwise, fine. I mean, she still kind of has a lingering cough. So, but I don't think it's really productive or anything like that. Hello, everyone in chat. Welcome to the live Dispod. We do it live because we do it for you. So, so there. Okay, so today we're talking about the bucket list. Maybe should we get right to the bucket list? Yeah, let's get right to the bucket list. What do you think?
Yeah, so it's funny because I had thought about this. We always try and think of topics for the show and what might be interesting. So this had come up a while back, and I put it in my idea board, and I was like, "Hey, let's do this one." So thought this would be good with Claudia coming on tonight, and I can tell you, none of us have our list written down because they're all up here apparently. So
that's good. That's good. First, I'm just going to show my cup tonight. It is the Mayor. I've done this one before. It's the Mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's packed full of tea from the UK Pavilion and some honey. So, and the hat is great because it keeps the heat in. They need more mugs like that.
So I didn't think about using a mug, but Catherine said, "Show us your drink buckets." So I thought I would grab this mug, which is the Marvel mug, but it is a huge mug. It's like a soup mug. Yeah. So that'll be my mug for tonight.
And I have my tumbler, the California Adventure tumbler. And today I got a brand new it's like a little topper for my straw. And I'm celebrating Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Thanksgiving.
That's so cute. Where do you get that topper?
At Etsy. I'm a huge Etsy fan, so I'm always custom designing or looking for something original. And I always go ahead and raffle them off on my Instagram. I always buy two and I always raffle one off. Same thing with the scents, like I'm big on fragrances for home fragrances. So I buy a lot from Etsy for, that smells like the Grand Floridian or the Caribbean beach and stuff. And I raffle those off. So yeah, I'm huge on Etsy.
This is a lot of good stuff there.
So follow Claudia. Follow Claudia's Instagram. I hear you can win some cool stuff there.
Yeah, I love to raffle all that stuff off. But this,
do they have all the seasons?
Yes. This one I got the Thanksgiving because it's coming up. But I bought like 4 or 5 of Halloween, which was the Mickey the Mickey pumpkin. I bought a Mickey Ghost. I had a what's it called? Jack Skellington. I had Sally. So every day I use a different topper. I always change them.
Very nice.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, you know what we can do later? If you want to give us the link to that site, I would like to look into some of those, and maybe we could put the link in after the show in the
Yes, yes,
description
yes.
if anyone's interested in getting some of those straw toppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
cute.
that is way too cute. It's got my eye. Yeah.
So I'm just curious, chat. And if you're watching on the rewatch, put it in the comments. What are some of your Disney bucket list items? Now, when I thought about them, I thought about resorts that I want to stay at, things that I want to do, places that I want to eat, and different events. So, uh, Claudia, what did you think when you were putting your bucket list together? Is it more resorts or food or what?
I guess it's more experiences
Okay.
than resorts. Resorts, I guess for me, a bucket list is something that I really, really want to do, or that I'm trying to save money to something that it's attainable, but it's gonna take some time to get there. For me, that's a
Mhm.
bucket list. So for me, it was mainly experiences. So I don't know if we want to start already, but I'll say my first one. My
Go for
first
it.
is Magic Kingdom's Key to the Kingdom tour. That is an experience that I've always wanted, and it's only from 189 to $199 per person. I've already researched it. It's great, but because I am not a Florida resident, I have limited time to be at the parks and stuff.
Hmm.
5 hours is kind of a whole day thing for me. So it's just like, do I really want to spend half a day doing a tour,
Right.
versus being at the rides and, walking down Mason with my coffee and, just bumming around, as you say. But, that is for me a huge bucket list. So I'm hoping to be able to visit a little bit more often so then it won't feel as much of a restraint.
Good point.
Yeah. Well, I mean that for me, I got to agree with her. That's what I was going to go to bat with is the keys to the kingdom. I was just talking to somebody about that today, and that seems to be the ultimate thing to be able to do in Disney World. It's just amazing that they allow you to go underneath and learn some secrets. It's an amazing. It's got to be an amazing thing to do. That's a bucket list thing because I have to do that before I die. That might be the
Right.
number one thing of anything to do in Walt Disney World for me.
Yes.
So, chat, has anybody done that? The Keys to the Kingdom tour? I believe Anne Gilnack, if I remember correctly, has done it. That is also on my list for sure. I like the history. I mean, there's people that don't even know that when you're walking down Main Street, you're on the second floor of the park, and it's just there's so many cool things that you're going to learn during that tour and see that people do not get a chance to see and will never get to see. So yeah, for me, that's on my list for sure.
Ann Gilnack in chat says that the Keys to the Kingdom, let's bring it up on screen here. The Keys to the Kingdom tour and the behind the scenes multi-park tour are so educational and fun. I have done both and I would redo them again. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone listening, or even Claudia. Someone told me today that you don't get the same tour twice. It's not black and white.
It depends on your tour guide. Even when you pay for VIP tours, which is completely different to what we're talking about, but I have several clients that do pay for VIP tours. That's the only way they go to the parks, which is big money. That's big money we're talking about. It depends on the tour guide. And most people will write down their names and says, this is a tour guide I want because this is where they take us. So it depends on the tour guide and the weather. It depends on a lot of factors. So some tour guides will offer snacks for free. Some tour guides will only give you water. Some tour guides will give you, baking on a stick for free. So it all depends. Some tour guides will get you to the front of the line, even though it's not included. It's like a little pixie dust that they sprinkle on you. So it depends on the tour guide. That is a huge, huge tip or secret that everybody knows about.
How do you find out? Can someone find out? So if I'm a client of yours and I'm like, we want to do the keys to the kingdom, we hear this about different cast members. Which one would you recommend? Can you recommend some of them?
Yes, I have. I have several tour guides that I personally deal with because my clients request those. So therefore, when they come back, I always interview those particular clients or families. I call them families, not clients, but families in regards to their tours, to get information from them. And then I kind of write notes. Tour guide equals this is what they did, this is what they did. So when another family comes on board that they want to do a specific tour, I can go ahead and guide them to what kind of tour guide to choose. Now, when you do book a tour with Disney, you can go ahead and request a tour guide, but it's never guaranteed. Okay, because sometimes the tour guide is sick, it's gone, that person is no longer with the company, or that person's already booked. So it's not a guarantee you will get that tour guide. But if we know the person or we know the name of it, I can always request it.
Wow, that's good to know.
Good information. Yeah. It's hard. To me, it would be hard to know. I guess what I would do if I was working with you, I'd say, okay, so you know some of these tour guides. Tell me how they all differ. Where can I expect to go, and where can I not expect to go, and that might help me make my decision. So you could do that.
In retrospect, I would go ahead and question you, what experience do you want, and your family, what is the characteristics of your family, because it depends also the children, how many children you have, what's their ages, so we make sure that all the entire family, which is you can have up to 10 people in a tour, okay, that everybody has a good time. So we would like to fit the correct, like the tour guide with the family, that it's a good fit, because you don't want to be a great, very rambunctious tour guide, because there are some that are really, really fun and a little bit thrilling. And if the children are not going to be receptive to that, they're not going to have fun. So yeah, it's very good that if you don't have to work with me, but whatever agent you do work with, to talk to them to get a good fit with that tour guide.
Wow, that's good information.
And on the Keys to the Kingdom tour, is there a set, you're going, no matter who your tour guide is, you're going to get this, and then it just kind of expands based on what it is?
Right. So pretty much, because the Keys of the Kingdom, it's only within Magic Kingdom. It doesn't go to the other parks. It's just in Magic Kingdom. They have certain items they need to show you, like the corridors, and they take you to the Walt's apartment, and they take you to several areas. I don't want to disclose all the information, but they take you to several areas. And then that's where they start diverting a little bit, where they're like, well, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get you to the front of the line of It's a Small World, because it's an original ride, or I'm going to get you to the, that tour guide is speaking particularly about a certain ride. They'll try to get the family to the front of the line and get you on that. Now, the family can also request, well, can we get on Tron? They just did that to a particular family of mine, and they got them to the very front of the line, and they all rode Tron.
Very cool.
So Yes, it depends on the tour guide, and you can always ask. Again, they might say no, we can't, but it never hurts to ask.
What is the cost of those tour guides? And I know it goes by per person, right?
It's right. The Keys to the Kingdom is per person, and it depends on. It's 5 hours for the tour in total, and it depends on the day you go. So the capacity. It depends on the capacity, how many people are in the park, and the whole good nine. All that good information. If it's a weekend or a weekday, it varies between $189 per person to 199 per person. So it's a $10 difference.
Pass holder discount?
No, not on
Ooh.
Magic, not on the tour. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
that is like
about
the top of the top, tour.
yeah. How about the VIP tours through the park?
The VIP.
How much is that?
Well, that is on a per hour basis. Okay. And that one I just booked. So it can vary, and it depends on the month, on the day. It depends on all those factors again, but it can vary the $400 an hour all the way to $700 an hour. Okay. And minimum 7 hours, minimum of 7 hours. The max that you can book it is for 10 hours. Now, this is for 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a per person, it is per hour, but the most people that you can have in your group is 10. If you have less than 10, you do not get discounted. It's just a flat fee. It's up to 10.
Wow. So when I see those vests, those plaid vests coming by me, they catch my eye, and I always look to see who they're with.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little pro tip, everybody, because you never know who they're going to be with. I was walking by. We were walking across the bridge of where Tiana's will be, and that was to my right. And we're walking along, and we weren't live because we didn't do that yet, but we were probably vlogging. And we're walking by, and I see the vest, and I look at the person behind the cast member and recognized him right away. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. And as we passed, like shoulder to shoulder, I just said, "What's up, Drew?" He's like, "What's up?" And he kept going. And then I said to Tammy, "That was Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints." She goes, "Wait, what?" I said, "Leave him alone." He said he's with his family, but obviously he can afford it. But it was like him, his wife, and like the 2 or 3 kids. So that's a lot of money for Hawaii. Who knows how long they paid for?
That is very common. Most of the celebrities do the VIP tours because they will go ahead and be able to ride by themselves, and they go right up the line, and they can afford it. So yes. That is a great pro tip. Always look to who is following those cast members, because you might be surprised.
Yes, in the same day. And this is because the Pro Bowl, I believe it was the first year, it was in Orlando. So apparently after practice, some of the players like to jump over to Magic or some of the other parks. So Von Miller, your guy, Claudia is a Buffalo Bills fan.
No. I'm a Texans fan. I'm a Houston Texans. My husband's the Buffalo Bills.
Husband. You've told me that before.
She made that very clear.
Yes, please. It's like I had to go to Buffalo to go root for my husband's team. And I'm a big cheerleader for my husband. So, hey, but my team is the Houston Texans.
I need the Texans just to lose for us this weekend.
No.
Can we do that?
What do you mean to lose? I'm like, no, go Texans. I'm not gonna pray for them to lose.
I'm in a real big money pool for Survivor. And I against them this week.
Oh boy.
You should have, put money for the Texans to win. Right.
Well,
CJ Stroud is doing great.
Oh man, he's looking great. I like him. So Von Miller, Jacob and I were up in Space Mountain, and we were about to scan our band in, and one of the cast members came through and squeezing by me was Vaughn Miller. He's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What's up?" And I said to Jacob, "That was Vaughn Miller who just cut us in line." So always look, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, you never know who you might see as a VIP tour guide too.
Oh,
It could be
look.
that one.
Oh, cute.
Ah! I want Finley to be my tour guide.
Yeah,
That
when was
kid.
that? Oh, I remember when that was. That was a theme day that we had. She was dressed as our tour guide, and we all had Disneyland or California shirts on because she was our tour guide and got us lost, and we ended up in Disney World, not Disneyland.
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
That's
good.
So yeah, I would. The VIP tour is definitely something that I've thought about too. I actually see groups about it on Facebook, and I always think about it. And then as I've been in the parks more in recent years, you see it a lot, and you see where it's just some families, not necessarily somebody famous or an athlete or something like that, but just a group of 10 people who decided let's do this to maximize our day. So I just think it'd be kind of interesting to do that.
So one last thing on that again, doing the math. So if it's for 10 people and in max of 10 hours, right? You said max of 10 hours.
Minimum of 7.
What would that cost for just 7 hours for 10 people?
Well, it depends. I mean, so if we do the $700 an hour?
Yeah. Oh, well, it'd be 7,000 then, right?
Yeah. 10 is 7,000.
Gosh.
It is
Wow.
lots of money. It's lots of money. And they have to pay for their entrance ticket. This does not include the tickets to get in either. So
wow.
it's the entrance.
Come on, Disney. Come on, Disney.
Wow.
So that's why when they only get water, they're like, oh, wow, this is all we get. The other thing I tell my families is like, make sure you take sandwiches or something or grab as you're going. Do not schedule a sit down meal during your VIP tour because the clock keeps rolling. I mean, they're not going to say, oh, well, they're taking a break. So it does. No, it's 10 hours or 7 hours continuously. It doesn't stop.
Yep.
Yes, that is a calculator with a receipt machine. I'm really an accountant. This is my desk right here.
I love it. She turned right around and went into accountant mode.
I can put hats on.
Yes. Claudia's going to take over LID someday. In the accountant department.
Yes.
So, as far as resorts, I thought about that for a while. Now it is our goal to, and I guess that really is bucket list item, is to stay at every resort that there is. But one that we want to do is one that's I know is on Corey's list as well, and that's the bungalows at Poly.
Oh yes, yeah, without a doubt, right there, without a doubt. And I'm talking no kids. There's no kids on that one. It's just the bungalow, Tammy and me. Yeah. And it's just so expensive. I don't ever see me forking up that much money for one night. I mean, maybe if you're DVC, that's the best way to go with that and just use a chunk of your points one time. What do you think? Because isn't it it's like $4,000, Claudia?
Yes, it is extremely expensive. I mean, I would not, me personally, it's just, I would not budge for that much money. That's a huge bucket list. That would be something like if I win the lottery, when I'm really not counting pennies about it.
Yeah.
But yes, it is very expensive. It's between $3,000, like the slow seasons around $3,000 a night, I mean, not a night, but like for several days. It is something that when I price it out, I don't even send it because it's like, okay, I want you to get excited about going, not burst your bubble right from the get-go. So Yes, it is very, very expensive. So for me, that is something that I would love to do if I win the lottery. So if I win the lottery, there'll be signs. Okay, you guys, if you see a picture of me in that bungalow, you know what happened.
If you win that big lottery, just set
Yes.
us up for all of them.
Okay, I will.
That's
Okay,
it.
Let's
this
just
is
print them all
The
out.
whole thing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is that the most
Yeah.
expensive room?
I'm sorry.
Is that the most expensive resort, or is Grand
Yes, right
Floridian?
now it is. Right
Okay.
now it is the bungalows. Mhm.
Wow. See, that's why it's on my list, I guess. Go
Well,
ahead,
you know, somebody did tell me that, you know, if you want to stay in a setup like that in a bungalow, it's much cheaper to go to, like, I don't even know, some island where they have like setups like that.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's true. I haven't looked that far into it, but you know, you'll spend less going to like a Caribbean, you know, island and renting out a place like that. Something worth looking into.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, if we're going to talk about resorts, the one resort that I would like to stay in Walt Disney World would be the Grand Floridian. I haven't gotten there yet. I've usually, tried different ones, but it's just quite out of my price range. What I would like to stay, which is a nice suite, not a not a little room. If I'm gonna go grand, I'm gonna go grand. Like
Yes.
let's do this the right way. So it's just a little bit out of my price range, and even if I could, somehow make it happen, I'm too stingy for that. So I managed to go to the Grand Californian, and that was beautiful.
Mm.
So my husband now is saying, well, since we already did the Grand Californian, might as well do the Grand Floridian. I said, I need a raise then.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So yes, that would be something that I would like to. That is a little bit more accessible than the bungalows for me.
And somebody mentioned the treehouse villas, which we've already checked that off of our list. So, and those were nice. That was a lot of room. There were how many of us? Three. There were 8 of us. There were 8 of us in
Great,
in that
good
room.
size too. Good
Yeah.
size. Great memories. It's now a little bit famous. It's the site of the DizPod promo.
That's right.
The 80s promo that we did.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. But that would be my backup as well. That would be mine. Would be Grand Flow. If I couldn't do the bungalows, it would be Grand Floridian as well. But I can say that we have at least stayed at the Poly, which was something I really wanted to do too. So if anybody hasn't seen that vlog, it's actually the latest vlog we released the other day. Tammy and I did a DVC Villas studio room tour, which was a lot of fun. So
yeah, that looked
next
really nice. I definitely watched that the day it came out. So if you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out. Good room tour there.
You know, one thing about, side note about the Poly, you know, just walking around that resort for years and just hoping to stay there someday. You look at the pool and you're like, pool is so cool. Like, I can't wait to go in that pool someday. I was in that pool for like 3 minutes, and Tammy and Jill were just looking at me, and Jacob, they wouldn't come in. It was just so full of kids. And that's one thing, but it's a small pool. It's smaller than you realize. You have to get into it to realize it. And I was like, well, if the family's not going to join me. So there's an alternate pool. There's a quiet pool. That pool's amazing. So I just say that. So I'm recommending the quiet pool. If you don't have kids, go to the quiet pool. We never wanted to get out of there. That was nice.
Now, is it the quiet pool because it's deemed the quiet pool, or is that just what people know it as?
Well, a lot of resorts have quiet pools, right? Claudia, I think they call them quiet pools. When we stayed, the adult pool, quiet pool. I went to that same type of pool at Riviera a few months ago when we were there, and it was all adults. And for some reason, I'm just guessing because that's the way it was at Riviera. the adult pool, the quiet pool, might open a little bit earlier than the kids' pools. I know that one did. That opened at 7 a.m. The kids not till 10:30. Isn't that crazy? So Jill in chat says Alani is on her bucket list. We can say that we checked that one off last year. So happy to say that as well. What's next on the bucket list?
Well, I was going to say we should go back to Treehouse because they have the 24-hour pool and we didn't know it, so we weren't even prepared for it. But it's a 24-hour pool.
We would have gone in that thing.
It's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. We'd be like, don't we have to get up to do this 4-park challenge?
Yeah, that's right.
So talking about staying somewhere, bucket list, dreaming, the suite at Cinderella Castle.
Oh, that was one of mine too, yes. But apparently there's a lottery for that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that next time I go, I'll just make friends with all the cast members. Vote for me, vote for me. I don't know.
Yeah, that would
give kids the world.
I don't know how you get chosen for that. I mean, there must be some way to get on the list, or someone has to choose you for that, because I don't know of anywhere where you can sign up to be considered. So if there is, let me know, because I'll be the first one to sign up.
Yeah. Well, hey, Give Kids the World just wrapped up. I think it's over now. They just wrapped off a raffle to stay in there for a night. And, the more you can enter as many times as you wanted to. So we were promoting that a few weeks back. So that was one way to get in. Other than that, I don't know how to get in. What's that?
I missed that raffle. I missed those vlogs. I guess it was a couple weeks ago. You had that?
Yeah. That's okay. Maybe they'll do it again. I feel like that's not the first time they've done it. So stay tuned. Maybe leading up to the holidays next year, they'll do it again.
Yeah, I bet they do it again.
Crew It Up in chat said, Claudia, correct me if I'm wrong, as a travel agent budget, choosing resorts and how many park days plays a big part for people. Does that make sense? I'll put it up there for you.
Okay. As a travel agent budget.
There it is.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's not just a resort. It's also paying for the park tickets. So yes, it just depends. And that is a huge factor in the budget that I need to look at when giving me your budget. You are correct on that. So it's not just a resort. If you get a moderate resort with 3-day tickets versus 2-day tickets versus 5-day tickets, that all factors in. Also, if you're going to get the hopper, it everything factors into the cost of it.
What's the longest time that you've booked for somebody? How many days?
15 is the longest.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm. And they did hop. And when I mean hop, not hop around the parks, but hopped in within the resorts.
Okay.
So so that was like 2 years ago. So that was like they started at Art of Animation. They went to a value, a moderate, and they ended up at the Grand. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And it was very, very convenient for them because the cast members helped them get, transfer from hotel to hotel seamlessly. There was no problems. It was they loved it.
That's cool.
We've always been a 10-day vacation family. So except for one, we went to all our Disney vacations for 10 days, always. 7 is way too short. So if you can do it, we always try to do 10.
And here I am planning a trip for 3.
Yeah. You just have to get into the right mindset, like, yep, this is it. This is what we're doing,
yep.
And you're probably better off that way. I think we did a 5-day once, and gosh, Jillian cried half the way home, whatever. She just, she couldn't deal with it. She was used to those 10 days. I feel like those extra 3 days is enough because when you arrive with a 7-day, you're there, you're excited. Day 2 begins. And then I feel like maybe starting on day 3, now you're almost halfway there. So you're starting to think about man, this is going to end soon. I don't know. That's the way I think. And then once you get over the hump, boom, 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 it's done. So I feel like when you arrive with a 10-day buffer for those first like 4 days, you can really just relax and be like, I am going to be here for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, this past trip for me was a tough one when I went to Orlando. Well, first of all, the hurricane was decided to hit Florida while I was there. I almost could not get out of Florida. I was not able to see you because of that. You also canceled plans because of the hurricane.
Right.
It was funny. But I split my trip between Universal and Disney. And this is the first time ever that I only went to Disney for 4 days and no park hoppers. I was really like, I felt, like in a cage, like I can't go here, I can't go there. I was like, oh my goodness. And everything because of Universal. And I needed to go to Universal. I had to go to Universal. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go 7 days, quick trip back and forth. But I really, I feel like I didn't get my Disney fix that trip.
Oh, that's too bad. Shannon Wood says, Claudia, would you recommend taking a 3-day cruise or a 7-day?
Well, of course, I'm going to say a 7-day. The longer you can spend time in Disney, the better. But it all depends on your budget and what you're planning on doing within the cruise. When I talk about cruising is, do you want to spend it just lounging and having a good time, or do you want to go to the shows? Do you want to go do all the different, different shows, different bars, different restaurants? If that's the case, then you need at least a 4 to 5 day cruise. A 3-day cruise is you get there, you barely go to sea, you go to an island, you get back on the boat, you're at sea, and you're back home. I mean, it's very, very short. Some people like it like just a fast getaway, which is perfect. But at the same time, for the money you're going to spend, think about maybe a 4 to 5 day cruise, because it's not going to be much difference in money from a 3 to a 5.
Is it that much more money in general? Like a 3 to 5, if you're like, nah, 3's too short, let's do 5. Like, is that extra 2 days? Is it okay? Or is it a pretty good hit? I mean, it depends, I guess, per person. You'd have to answer that per person.
I mean, just think about it per person. If it's for a small family, it's not a big hit. We're talking about, 5 people in your family, you're going to get hit regardless. It's going to be a nice hit. But to be honest with everyone, Disney is the most expensive cruise out there. If you compare it to Princess, if you compare it to Royal Caribbean, compared to any other cruise line, Disney is the most expensive. And it's expensive for a reason. It is the top notch. It is the best customer service. It is the best. Once you go Disney, you will not want to go back to another cruise line. And I hear this from all my families. They're like, I'm spoiled, I can't go back. So, but you're paying for it. So that's why I say to everyone, if you can try to go to the 4-day or a 5-day cruise, it will be better than the 3-day, because you're going to spend the money.
That reminds me of when Tammy and I went on our honeymoon. We stayed in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and we stayed at an Iberostar. I don't know if you guys or anyone in chat has ever heard of Iberostar. I think it still exists. They have several places, at least around in Mexico, and we loved it. And apparently that is a top-notch resort. So when we went to other resorts after that, because we went on a binge of all-inclusive Caribbean resorts, they just didn't even measure up. So I know what you're saying. If you go Disney first, don't even try anything else for cruises.
It'll be hard.
Yeah, that party boat, though, for Royal Caribbean that's coming up soon looks crazy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that one looks crazy. But we have not done a cruise ever, so I guess that's a little little bucket list thing. Maybe I wouldn't die if I never did it, but it's one of those things where probably once I did a Disney cruise, I'd be like, when are we booking again?
Yeah,
You
we
know?
haven't we haven't done a cruise either. So we're looking forward to it. There's a thought I might be doing one this May or June. So we'll see.
Disney?
I don't remember what, no, not Disney.
Okay.
I don't remember what it might be. Royal Caribbean.
All right.
But
You might have to hold that thought on the Disney cruise then. Maybe we need to do that one like first time
All right.
together.
All
But
right.
we got to look at the years because we've got some tentative plans coming up for solid plan for 2024. Then we kind of know what we're doing in 2025 and 2026.
All
I'll
right.
remind Claudia when we're done because none of you listening can know about this yet. But we will reveal 2024 next month, and you're all coming with us. And
There
you
you
know
go.
we do a good job on vacation with all of you. It's very immersive.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yes, for sure. Kathy is going to Jollywood. Kathy's in chat. Hello, Kathy and Dad. She's going to Jollywood, the first Jollywood nights on Saturday. So that'll be good. And Kathy will be on with us next week to give us the full report on Jollywood. So can't wait to hear about that.
My other bucket list item would be to visit all the Disney parks around the world. I want to see all the castles in person.
Yeah, you can't argue with that one, right?
No, that is, I mean, that's the top of the top. I mean, I thought that Keys to the Kingdom was good, but you know, you're going big time now.
Yeah, he is.
I guess I wasn't dreaming, you know, high enough. I wasn't dreaming that much because I was just, you know, the little tour guides, the little tours.
Well, I have a couple others. Like I want to do a 24-hour day in Magic or the parks, which they used to do.
Oh, I did that.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
The very first time I went to Disney World, it just so happened there was a 24-hour event, and I signed up, and I was like, I'm here. I mean, I took pictures, and I have pictures of the clock when it was 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 5. I was like, this is so awesome. It was really, really fun.
So Magic Kingdom's open till midnight on Saturday, and I feel like my goal for that is going to be let's be on the People Mover at midnight because you can't do that very often. So maybe we'll try to end the stream on People Mover at midnight. I don't know, just something I thought of today. Catherine says I look confused. I'm just listening and learning. It's a good thing she's in North Carolina. Yeah. She can't go on the cruise. That's it. But Kathy said that we should do an LID cruise. I mean, who knows? Maybe down the line everybody can book through Claudia, and anyone that wants to cruise with us can come and cruise with us.
Hey. I'm sure Claudia would be happy to do that.
I will be there.
Hey.
Sounds good.
Have you guys ever done the Savor the Savannah tour at Animal Kingdom?
No. I don't even know what that is.
Sit in that. I'm interested in doing that. It's and you can do it right on. It's like a private. What's it called? The actual Savannah
safari.
Safari. It's a private safari, and they do drinks and food, and you eat in a little hut in the savannah with the roaming zebras and everything. I want to do that one.
Wow.
Okay, so that's probably the truck that we see when we're out there. Yes. And they're just all by themselves.
Yes.
Sitting in a truck. All right.
And it's not as expensive as all the other ones. This is a little bit more budget friendly, I guess, if you want to say that. It's like I believe it was $89 and it was for 3 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Per person, yes, per person.
Jen W said I did a wild African trek last month and it was amazing. Is that the one where you can go across the bridge above the alligators?
Yes, that's the trek one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was looking at that one the other day in prepping for the show, and I don't know if I can do that one. I think I would. I mean, you're harnessed, so that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool to see. I know when we are on the safari and people are up there, I'm always like, oh, I want to be up there.
Yeah, I'm always looking at that thing when I ride by it.
Yeah.
Is there walking? No, I want to sit down. There's enough walking in Walt Disney World.
That's true. That's true.
There is
3 hour. She says it's 3 hours long. It's
the track.
It's a
the track. Yeah. Wow.
It's a 3-hour tour. Did we have any other subjects for the bucket list?
No, that was really what I had on mine.
Cool.
I'd like to see Victoria and Albert's, which there's a dress code, so that always intrigues me because most of the time, like we ate at Be Our Guest, we've eaten at Cinderella's Royal Table, and we just went in the shorts and t-shirt that we were wearing. So it'd be nice to see how much more upscale Victoria and Albert's feels than the other specialty restaurants.
Yeah, what is it? Monsignor Paul in France in Epcot. That's about is it a 3? I think it's a 3-hour meal or 5-hour meal. It's a long one.
Oh wow.
We have friends that just did that, and yeah, it's long. I mean, I don't mind sitting there for all that time just eating. Sounds good.
Yes, I would love that Club 33 too. Yes,
yeah.
I agree. Like I said, if I win the lottery, there'll be signs. That's another one.
Yes, we were supposed to be in Club 33 last week, but the kids got up too late, so we're going to take up our friends on another time to do that. But eventually, we're gonna get to visit Club 33.
And Gelnack has done Victoria and Albert's. Says it's amazing. Cruise bucket
Anne's
list
done
item.
a lot of great things.
Yeah.
But,
cruise bucket list
yeah.
item. He wants to sleep in the Skyliner.
Well, there you go. So when we used to do game night on the channel, I had a whole game that was bracket style, and the chat got to vote. And it was, where would you like to sleep in Disney? And it had to be creative. It wasn't resorts and things like that. It was like the attic of Haunted Mansion, on the boat of, Small World. So that's a fun game. Might have to bring that one out sometime.
All right.
Yeah.
And I know a place we can do that. Do it right here.
Yeah. Oh, good idea. I have to continue to sound confused because I looked confused apparently earlier. I love your videos so much, Living in Diz, and they make me feel happy. Eden, that gets me right in the heart. Me and the family and everyone involved. That's why we do it. So what is it? Monsters Laugh Floor thrives on laughs. We thrive on those type of comments because that's why we do it, and it keeps me going and energized. I love to hear that stuff. That it's appreciated. So thank you.
Very cool. So yeah,
I think if you won the lottery, listen. If you won the lottery, would you? I just told you, listen. If you won the lottery, would you? I got excited. That's all it was. So I was talking to another live streamer the other night, and they got to go to Golden Oak for trick-or-treating. Crazy. I didn't realize the ins and outs of that place. But if you won the lottery, would you ever buy a house there? I mean, Disney decorates Halloween decorations for them.
Oh, I
Claudia knew that.
Yes.
Claudia knew that already.
And Dad, my husband already told me that if we win the lottery, that's the one thing he would buy me.
And if I heard it correctly, if you want to go to the parks, a bus will pick you up in the neighborhood and take you to whatever park you want to go to. And if you want, one lady was saying that if she just needs to pick up a couple of like corner store items, bread, whatever, she'll just get the Uber and go to like Fort Wilderness and grab a few things and go home. Come on, man. That's crazy. Golden
It's
Oak.
beautiful. Of course, Golden Oak. I mean, I think they have specifics because it's all ruled and by Disney. So it cannot be less than $1.7 million. The house itself, they if there's one branch that's out of whack in your garden, they go and they cut it. I mean, but once you get into Golden Oak, it includes season passes. Your annual pass will become an annual pass holder for, I believe, 5 years, and it includes all your guests for like the next 5 years also.
Mm.
Yeah, it has a lot of yes, yes. And I know someone that lives there, so it's like yes, I've heard a lot. And so I told my husband, if we were to win the lottery, he goes, yes, 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 oak, 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 oak.
Thank you, peeps. I appreciate that. Welcome to the chat. See some new names in chat tonight. We love it. We love it, love it. If there's anyone in chat tonight that had discovered the podcast first, let us know in chat. We're still looking for that person. If I won the lotto jackpot, I would just buy enough points to move into the resorts year round, says Lawrence. Sounds good to me. Yeah. So very good. You have a wonderful story, I believe, so we've talked about Disney resorts. We're going to talk about Vrbo for a short time.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I showed the video from us getting engaged at the parks in front of Magic Kingdom, or Cinderella's Castle. And we had a lot of people, a lot of family that was coming in. And so we needed to do a good amount of rooms, right? We had to host at least 18 people. So, Disney Resorts was going to be out for us for that point. So what we did, or what I did, is I booked a Airbnb. And I went back and forth. I've done Vrbo before, back when it was called Home Away, and I think it was called something else before that. And so there, basically, you're renting a house. And certainly in the Orlando area, you got plenty of them there. And so I rented this Airbnb, paid for it. It was going to be a full house, because some Airbnbs, I don't know if you know this, you're getting a share of the house. So you could have other people there. The owner could be there, and you're sharing the kitchen and all that with them. Not my style. So,
No.
So,
especially the bathroom.
Yeah. Like, I know it's your house, but I'm going to use it for this time. That's it. So,
yeah.
So I booked it, paid in full for it. This was in early January, and we were getting there on the 17th, I think, of February. So at least a month in advance, paid for it, had the whole thing done. 2 days before we leave, I get an email that says, my reservation has been canceled and I'm getting a refund. It's like, hold on. I need a place for 18 people. And this was during February 18th, President's Day weekend, which was also cheer week. Okay. So I start looking. There's no more Airbnbs. There's no more Vrbos. And there isn't a room in a resort in Disney or anywhere in Orlando. Like, I looked an hour outside of Orlando and there was nothing around. So I'm freaking out. What are we going to do? So my uncle, who is a real estate agent in Orlando, he is selling his neighbor's property. And his neighbor's house is empty. So they said, well, you can rent the house for whatever it was, for at least the weekend. So I was like, okay, so we did that. So we had to go to Walmart, get air beds, get mattresses, towels, soap. I mean, there was nothing in the house. It was empty. In that meantime, I'm still trying to reserve with Vrbo or Airbnb. So I find a Vrbo that is 6 bedrooms, big loft with game tables in it, huge kitchen, living room, pool, and a hot tub. So it ended up working out well, although we didn't get there until after the proposal. But it did work out pretty well. So if you're taking a large family, I would suggest looking at a Verbo if you want to all stay together. Now there are some caveats because you're not staying on property, so you don't get transportation to the park, which means you're going to have to rent a car. If you're renting a car, you're going to have to pay for parking unless you're an annual pass holder. Which for us, we were annual pass holders, and we had 3 vehicles and 3 pass holders, so we didn't have to pay for parking. And then there's also the traveling to the park. So you're dealing with traffic on 192 or what's the other one? 429, I think it is. Trying to get back into the parks. And then you're also leaving the bubble, which is really, really different.
Yeah.
When you're seeing an IHOP rather than, the castle. So there are some pluses and minuses to it. But if you're looking for a big family vacation like that, I would certainly look at that. And Claudia, you do you have experience with Verbos in that area?
I don't. Since I deal solely with Disney and Disney property, I really don't. I do have where families contact me where they've rented a Verbo and they just want, for me to arrange transportation from the airport to their Verbo or, from the Verbo to the parks and get them the tickets and the reservations, and I can do all that. It doesn't have to be an entire package. I can actually just do the tickets too. So that's where I have experience. But again, I do not have any experience about the renting of it or pricing them out.
Got it. But yes, I would now. So just so you know, I raised a fuss with Airbnb because it was canceled. Not only was it canceled, but the person who was the owner, like all of his listings he had on Airbnb disappeared, like just vanished.
Wow.
So I said there was something going on. So they actually, I told them, and I didn't have a podcast at this point, but I told them, I said, I know how to use social media and I will do it until I get an answer as to why this happened. So they ended up paying me, giving me 50% of what I paid for Verbo back as a credit, even though I never rented with them. So they did make it right. But it was stressful beyond belief. And then just imagine proposing in front of Cinderella's castle, and then at the end of the night, you're going back to sleep on an air mattress in an empty house. Like, not really the environment that you want, but we made it work.
Memories.
That's it. So yeah, that's my crazy off property story.
Thank you. Anything else on the agenda?
Just this week in the parks.
This week in the parks. Before we do in this, before we jump into that, let's just hit up our wonderful sponsors for a moment here. You want to run this? Want to see if this works? I just hit play. Try to hit add to stage.
I got it.
Here we go. For a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard, Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC. He is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the vacation home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with him today. Your dream home is just a click away. If you're planning your next Disney vacation, consider booking with Your Magical Adventures Await. Claudia is a Disney travel agent who can create a magical adventure to any Disney park worldwide, including Walt Disney World in Florida, Disney Cruise Lines, Alani Resort in Hawaii, and guided group vacations with Adventures by Disney. She can also plan Universal Studios trips. The best part? If you book with her, her services are free. Disney pays her to help you create a seamless magical adventure. Her availability is unmatched, and you can contact her Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Make your magical planner Claudia Indridson today from Your Magical Adventures Await by calling her at 956-455-8049. You can also follow her on Instagram, all one word. Winter is not too far away, and you'll soon be needing to bundle up. Keep your head warm and stylish with the Arctic Fox collection of winter hats. If you love the look of the classic beanie, we've got you covered. The creator of the company is known as Task Force 68, an industrial trance music producer from Detroit, throwing his hat into the ring of fashion. Arctic Fox hats are designed to keep you warm and comfortable all winter long. Winter is coming, so why wait? Shop their Etsy collection today and find the perfect hat to keep you cozy all season long. You can find the link in the... Oh, what happened there? The link is below. Link is below. So somebody was telling me they need to put the LID logo on that baby, and then I can wear it in the park.
There you go.
I'll get a sweaty head, but that, you know, I can wear it in like one of those rare nights where it's like, you know, 49 degrees in Magic Kingdom, because that happens.
Yeah,
I'll never forget.
2 weeks where you can wear it, just 2 weeks.
I'll never forget the night, and for some reason I feel like it was like just before we went to Alani, how fitting, but it was Festival of the Arts, and we were all bundled up with like gloves, winter hat, thick winter coats, and we're trying to do a food review from, I think, even the Kenya booth. And you know, we're trying to do that on a trash can, freezing. One of my favorite moments in the channel for sure. It's a good clip. So okay, inside in the parks, what happened? Let's see. Saturday we were at Magic Kingdom, and it was a limited group. It was Tammy and Jacob and me. And we just had so much fun. Tammy and I were just really hitting on all cylinders, like joking back and forth. It's how we live. It's how I torture Tammy. We just have so much fun at home, and I'm just glad that we're able to share our relationship in the parks. And I know everybody enjoys that. So it was all good. The numbers were good. And anything else stand out that was worth talking about on Saturday?
No, I just I think it was different being able to see just the three of you, and then Jillian joined. But we hadn't really seen that in a while, so it was kind of cool to see that. And like you said, you could see more of the dynamic between you and Tammy. Certainly with it just being you guys. Yeah,
we really love that, and we got to get back to a little bit more of that, because that's what the channel was based on, and it was just so much fun. And yeah, we'll do that a little bit more often, and while still sprinkling in the friends of LID for sure. Mm-hmm. So it was a short week. We were also live on Wednesdays, which was only last night, and we were joined by one of our great moderators, Pamela B, and her husband Jim. And we did Epcot. So Epcot on a Wednesdays just moves. It like really moves. There's limited time. I usually have a plan, and it worked out well. We tried. Now I've eaten food from Kenya before, and that was last year. And I don't know. It's just something I do sometimes. If there's something I know and that I liked, I just kind of really hold off to the end, and that's what I did with Kenya. But I know that Food and Wine Festival is leaving in 9 days. So got to hit that up. So everything was really good. I rated it probably a average of 4.5. Mickey's 4.75, something like that. So the food from the Kenya booth, the entire menu was really good. And then I hadn't had the pistachio cake from Morocco this year. So it was nice to go over to Morocco because the belly dancer was performing as well. So got to show that for about 5 minutes for everybody to see. And she came down on the stage. I thought she was going to come over to me. Thank God she didn't. But there was enough people that went up and danced with her, and that was pretty neat. And there were 2 young women who were doing it with her. And when they walked away, I made sure that if they wanted to see it, because, you know, it's just something that people like to do. If it was happened to be captured on video, why not go back and look at it? So I gave them the channel. They looked it up and hopefully subscribed, and they get to see themselves on the playback. So they were really thrilled and thanked us for that. So that was cool. The pistachio cake was really good. I love how they decorate pastries in Morocco, because all the beautiful tile work that they have in Morocco, they incorporate that like on a print on the chocolates. So I think that's pretty cool. And the pistachio cake was really, really good.
Nice.
We got to do Soarin' over California again, and we'll just continue to do that. We always do Soarin' no matter what it is, and I'll always stick by my fight to change Soarin'. We can get multiple videos out there. We can do Soarin' over Europe, Soarin' over California, Soarin' over Idaho, whatever you want to do. You can do it, and you can make it more like Star Tours, you know?
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're going to get. So I'm on the campaign for that now. Now that Disney's doing Midnight at Magic Kingdom, I can put that one away. We got the lasso all set. Claudia, we harass Disney in a good way. We try to improve things, and they seem to work.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Yes. Send in your concerns, everybody. We'll handle them.
There's a long list there. I'll be sending it.
Yeah. We're still waiting for the sun to be consistent in the land. When you first start hitting land in the land, that sun has been intermittent lately.
I know I haven't spoken to you in a while. What do you think about what they said that Ahsoka is going to be part of the Star Tours starting next year?
That's going to be amazing. I know you're very excited because you're a big Ahsoka fan.
Yes. I'm very excited. In fact, I'm already waiting. I already have it on all my alarm systems and stuff, because I'm going back to Disneyland for Star Wars night, May 4th. So my daughter and myself, we're the big Star Wars geeks. We call ourselves Star Wars geeks, and we're proud of it. So we're going to try to begin that tradition of making it every May 4th from now on.
Nice.
Yes, and that's what we've done here. I think I've done 3 in a row now, and it's going to be on a Saturday this year, coming up.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm already thinking of what I'm going to dress up as. I don't know yet.
Nice.
Last year I got dressed up as Princess Leia in Endor with the blaster and the what's it called, the braid. My husband Lee was dressed as Count Dooku, and my daughter was dressed up as little Boba Fett.
Did I see that on Instagram?
Yeah, I posted them all on Instagram, and there was whoever goes to the May 4th Star Wars night in California, those are like the geeks, and I say it with love, so don't get offended. We call each other geeks. So people, if you're really a Star Wars fan, you will not know my daughter's costume unless you're a total geek. So there was several there. They were like, "Are you little Boba? Oh my goodness, this is mind blown." It was awesome. It was awesome. I recommend that event to anyone that is a Star Wars fan. You will have a blast.
How does I think we're good with this week in the parks. So maybe we can end on this. When we compare both May the 4th, Disneyland and Disney World. So I love it. I have some issues with it, though, in the sense that I don't think Disney does enough on May the 4th on our end here.
Right.
It's merch, the snacks are very scarce. It's not easy to track these snacks down. And that's it. So how do we make it better? It's very easy to make this better. Let's do a parade. Let's do a special parade that day with some extra characters that we don't get to see. Maybe roll the stage out again. I don't remember the name of the show. We were there for the final show, but it was the show where a lot of the characters came out that were introduced on stage. And it would start with the story on the screen. Does that sound familiar to anybody? And 3PO would come out, Ray would come out with BB-8, Boba Fett comes out and shoots his gun. To see all these characters together is such a thrill for us nerds. And then you could do the March of the First Order again. I'm trying to think what else. A few more snacks. Bring back the Star Wars night show. That should be playing every night anyway. And pull in a few celebrities. Ashley Eckstein would love to come down and do that for Disney. I know it. She loves Ahsoka. She loves Disney. She lives not that far from me. And I was just throwing that in. So, that's all they have to do. A few celebrities, bam. That would be a crazy day. But with that said, I'm still going to go. Be very excited for it, love it, and celebrate Star Wars with whatever they have to offer. So how does that compare? And would you make it better? In Disneyland.
In Disney, okay, they have a night event at Disneyland. So it is just like their Jollywood that they're about to do. It's just like the, what's it called? The Not So Scary Mickey. So it is $169. And that includes 2 entrances to the park, and you can go in at 6 in the evening. It starts at 6 in the evening. It ends at 1 in the morning. So it goes a little more than the ones at Disney World. They have snacks everywhere. Now, this is in Disneyland Park, and the entire park is Star Wars. It is not just a little section. It's the entire park. Mickey and Minnie come out dressed in Star Wars attire. They have a parade with Star Wars. They have the First Order parade. They have they have all the characters. They have Jawas. They have all the characters from the different cartoons, including oh my God, I'm going blank on these characters. They have the 3PO. They have all the regular ones, but they also have all the Sith Lords. They have the fireworks just for Star Wars. They have projections for the castle. They have, it is ridiculous of how much. And then they make sure that they encourage the guests to dress up. So that is the only time that they allow us to dress up as Star Wars characters. People go all out. We thought that we were seeing Ahsoka, the actual character Ahsoka, and it wasn't Ahsoka. It was an actual guest dressed as Ahsoka. And I'll post it on my Instagram again tonight. So if anybody wants to see it, it is ridiculously awesome, cool in every way. All the restaurants offers actual Star Wars meals and snacks. It's not just snacks. It's an actual meal. Like if you're going to, to Roasters, and we're talking about Jolly Holiday, Red Rose Tavern, all the big restaurants offer actual sit-down dinners. It is so cool. And it's not bad for $169. Now, again, if you're a Star Wars fan, it's not a lot of money. If you're not, it would be like, okay, I'm not going to go to see, people dressed up as aliens. So, it just, it just, but it is so cool. I was so happy to see Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse dressed in their Star Wars attire. Minnie Mouse had the Princess Leia buns with a Princess Leia outfit. Super cute. So yes, it's wonderful. I cannot talk enough about the Disneyland May 4th event. It is great. My daughter cried the moment she walked in. She couldn't believe it, because Main Street USA was, you know how they do the projections on Main Street USA? Well, it was like you were going through it with a speeder. So it was all, you know, and they were playing the Star Wars theme song, all of Disneyland. It was super cool. It was super cool.
Well, it's easy to say that Disneyland does it better. Wow. I mean, it is a paid event too. So, but still, that makes that sound like we got to drop that one. We have to rip a piece of paper off and put that in the bucket list. That's now a bucket list event. Man,
yeah,
that sounds good.
Cool.
That sounds good.
And like I said,
I have to decide.
It's a lot. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's a must do. It is a must do. It's, I mean, it just came back last year since COVID, because it went on hiatus for a while. I just came back last year, and they're gonna start doing it on an annual basis.
Wow, that's great. All I can do is keep touting it. Maybe from now on, every time I'm in Hollywood Studios, I'll talk about it. I talk about these things because Disney listens. They listen to all of you when you do surveys. They watch every minute of what we do. Not just me, every live streamer, vlogger, they watch it all. So I just keep saying things. And the funny thing is, I have a friend that is in a higher position in Disney, and there's things that I've pushed for and suggested to her. And then when they come to fruition, I go to her and I'm like, was this one me? Was this one me? She's like, I'm sorry, but no. I only half believe her, but that's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if it was, she won't tell you, because then
she probably won't tell me. Yeah, she wouldn't be allowed to tell me.
No,
it's funny when I go down certain roads with her, I know how far to go, and then I know the next question I ask, I'm not going to get an answer, but maybe that's how a good reporter works. I don't know. And then I'm sorry, I can't divulge that information. So she gives me that.
So I did see a question that I wanted to put up for Claudia.
Yeah, let's do this. Before we wrap it up, if anyone has some really good questions for Claudia, put a Q before your question, and those will be the ones we'll try to get to, for another like 5 minutes or so.
Okay, so where is your favorite place to eat? To eat in Disneyland. What is my favorite place to eat in Disneyland? Disneyland, I liked DCA, which is Disney's California Adventure. They have a whole area which was called the Pacific Wharf. Now it's San Francisco, Tokyo. Mm-hmm. And it have a whole area of different cuisines, different kitchens. And one of them is Cocina Cucamonga. Chef Kiss, beautiful, wonderful. I will eat there constantly. In Disneyland, they have a Jolly Holiday. No matter what sandwich you try there, it is wonderful. And they go ahead and pairs it with soup. I'm a huge sandwich and soup kind of gal. It is wonderful. We're talking about 3 cheese, and you can see the cheese spread with some tomato. Oh, beautiful. Wonderful. My mouth
I am all over that one.
I'm already hungry. Disney World. Disney World, I have several. I speak about them a lot on Corey's live streams. Magic Kingdom, my favorite go-to, my favorite snack would be the bacon on a stick. Favorite, what's it called? Counter service is Columbia Harbor House. That is my favorite. My favorite. And my favorite sit down at Magic Kingdom would be oh my goodness, I'm going blank on this one.
Favorite. Well, you've got Tony's, you've got
Plaza.
Gosh.
The Plaza.
The Plaza.
Yeah. Because the thing is like I'm not big on
Crystal Palace.
Royal. Crystal Palace is a little bit better, and it's gotten better than before. So yes, I'll go with Crystal Palace. But when I go to Disney World, I guess I go more on the rides, and I hit the counter services more than I do the sit down dinners. The one that I do like for sit down, of course, is Ohana's. I always make a trip to Ohana's Steakhouse 71. Now, this is not inside the parks, these are at the resorts. And Citricos, that was one of my favorite too. And California Grill. Okay, now I'm going all over the place here.
I mean, there's some good choices there. Disney Dina had a question. What do you recommend people pack in their daily park bag?
Oh, that's a good one. The number one thing I tell everybody, take moleskin. Moleskin, very important. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. Make sure you cut up that moleskin and be ready for your feet. And it helps tremendously. Take a lot of water. You're able to take water or a water bottle for you to be refilling it. I take a leaf or some sort of Tylenol also just to help with that. I also take a little fan or a what's it called? Those wet towels to keep yourself
cooling towels.
Down, a cooling towel. Thank you very much. And I take a lot of makeup and a lot of portable batteries, to charge my phone, because I do a lot of selfies and a lot of that. That's what I personally take on my park bag.
One pro tip for people with batteries too, like, don't waste your time with the fuel rods and all that stuff. If you just order a good quality battery that's going to last you, you can get batteries out there that last you all day and more. I mean, you're talking a live streamer like me. I mean, we didn't even sweat power when we did the 4-part challenge from for 12 hours. It wasn't even a concern. So shop right, get the right battery, and you never have to worry about running out of power. No, you go on Amazon, they're not that bad.
Yeah, I got this one from Amazon. It has a digital readout and it has 2 USB ports.
I think that's the one I have, Lawrence.
Yeah, we bought 3 of them before our first trip to the parks in 2020, and we didn't even use half of one. So we have 3 of them.
Yeah. All right, for Claudia, do you live closer to Disneyland or Disney World?
I'm right in the middle. I'm in Texas. So where I live is in Brownsville, Texas, right in the tip by the border. And I was lucky enough that my airport, which is maybe 2 miles away from my house, I have direct flights to Florida, to Orlando, and direct flights to Anaheim. And they're $69 each way. So I am very, very lucky in regards to that, but I'm in Texas. So
that is amazing. Have you stayed at Alani? And if so, is it worth it?
No, I have not gone to Alani. I was going for my 50th birthday, which was this year, but I did not go because there was just too much going on still in my life, and I decided to take 3 trips instead of 1.
There you go. So I can answer that as well. It is expensive, but it is totally, totally worth it. Mm-hmm. We talk about all these resorts here in Disney World, but that one is unlike any other Disney resort out there. You're talking, you can snorkel with fish in the middle of the resort. Like, there's a fish tank that you can just go in, swim unlimited. I'm going to paraphrase the pricing here. It's like $25 a day or $45 for your length of stay. So we literally got the length of stay. And I just said to the kids throughout the day, if it was a resort day, hey, you want to go swim with the fish now? All right, let's go. So we go swimming for a while, come out. There's a beautiful lazy river with also a water slide, 2 water slides. All that is built within the middle of it. You have beautiful restaurants by the pools. And of course, you have what do they call that? I'm going to call it never ending. It's not never ending. The pools that the water just falls over the edge. They have the whirlpools, the hot tubs like that face the ocean. I literally sat in that hot tub watching American Idol film episode 1 in Hawaii while just hanging out in the hot tub.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful. Side note. But Alani, if you can do it, do it. No questions asked. Can you still bring your own snacks in the parks? Yes, you can bring full lunches, everybody. You can bring full lunches, drinks. Don't bring cans. You can bring plastic bottles, and you can bring sandwiches. We used to do it all the time when we first came as pass holders. We'd go to Subway, get our subs, get our drinks, and we would go right up to Pinocchio Village House up on the balcony, and that was our favorite place to go eat dinner. So yeah, and we're thankful that Disney.
No ice.
What's that?
No ice.
Yeah.
You can take any ice.
Okay.
Just take the blocks, the frozen.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
Good point. Good point. Let's see if we have any more questions. Good night, Jennifer L. Let's see.
So Courtney's asking, do you and Lawrence live close to the parks? Corey's a little closer than I am.
Yes, I live north of Disney, and I'm roughly just under an hour. It depends on the route that I take.
I am just over an hour by plane. So a little further. I'm in North Carolina.
So by plane, Lawrence can get there the same time as me. Infinity Pool. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like there's no more questions for now. All right. Man, it was a lot of fun. It went really fast. Claudia is a great guest and a fun person, and you all can see that. We have fun with her.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she'll be back soon before you all know it.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. And I always have a blast with you guys. So thank you for the invite, and hopefully we can do this again.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. We are next live. If you're watching live right now, this won't really count for the replay unless you listen to it tomorrow. But we are live at Magic Kingdom Saturday night. Well, we'll start in the afternoon, but we're going to about 12:30 the next day. We're going into Sunday, everybody. So join us for the People Mover at midnight on Saturdays. So for now, for the Diz Pod, I'm Corey.
I'm Lawrence.
And we want to thank
Claudia.
Yes. Thanks for being with us. Book a vacation with her, everybody. You won't regret it. And this time I'm actually going to do the outro. Here we go. Good night, everyone.